my name is Kay. I'm a poet and a writer, and on this channel I do reactions to K-pop videos, specifically lyric reactions and breakdowns. And I'm so sorry in advance. For the first time I think this year, I missed a Thursday upload. I had a whole bunch of videos backed up for my trip, and then when I got back, I wasn't feeling really well. By the time I realized I really needed to have another video for Thursday, I wasn't feeling good enough to film. RM's new album is out. And you guys know he is my lyric bias. Does the Koya in the background not give it away? I love RM so much. And this album, there's no doubt it's gonna be fantastic, but it only just dropped. Wildflower has just come up. So I know I'm gonna post it on Saturday so that it gives it time to get all of the watch time that it deserves. I had to react to it right away. I had to avoid any spoilers and react to it in real time. Also, this is a new tripod. I'm still filming with my phone camera, so if it's super wonky, just let me know. I'm gonna try and fix as we go. But yeah, I couldn't resist. If I'm not catching everything and I don't know, as detailed as I want to be, maybe I'll try and do another reaction to it later on. But for now, I just really wanted to react to it with having no prior knowledge of anything. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm not feeling great still. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm not feeling great still. It's not COVID. It's not anything like that. Yeah, let's just go ahead. That's enough rambling. Let's go ahead and let's just see what Wildflower with Eugene is all about. Okay, when we were above the clouds like that and hearing all of the gunshot noises, I thought this was gonna be about war, it was gunshots. And as soon as we came down and saw the fireworks, there was this rush of relief that came over me. But I'm sure that is intentional, that you get that rush of relief. But I wonder if also that idea, those popping, that gunshot noise was also completely intentional. So let's go. That first line, flower field, that's where I'm at. Open land, that's where I'm at. So wildflower almost always being something that grows without being curated, without being usually something really tough, something that grows in a place that you wouldn't expect it. Usually it's that connotation, so we'll see what his is. But I love flowers being fireworks. That's really cool too. We'll see what else. Let me just start that whole thing over again. Okay, so again, flower field, that's where I'm at. Open field, open land, that's where I'm at. This is all in English so far. No name, that's what I have. And I love that for the idea of a wildflower, but also RM has been known as RM for so long. And it's just 2 letters. I think at some point along the way as he's grown and matured, RM has kind of regretted using a stage name at all. I think he's regretted not having his own name attached to things, because there is a lot of representation in your own name. But anyway, no name, that's what I have. But also wildflower has no name sometimes. Sometimes it just grows and you don't know what it is. You didn't get curated. So no shame, I'm on my grave. I feel like that's a gut punch kind of thing to say, but I'm also, wildflowers grow on graves if they're just left. And so I wonder if he's gonna kind of do something with that. No shame, I'm on my grave. When your feet don't touch the ground, when your own heart underestimates you. There's a deep sadness that, and you guys know, my favorite song by him is Forever Rain. And he likes to hit these deep moments of anxiety and depression and this deep feeling. He likes to think about things in a way that I think most people just don't think about things. Just going under so many layers, and even creating layers we didn't realize that there could be some. And I feel like this is one of those, like, peel it back, there's another layer of sadness or loneliness associated with it. When your own heart underestimates you. You know, all these beautiful fireworks, but when your dreams devour you. And again, I know he's been working on this for a long time now, and this really is kind of what he was touching on when they were talking at their big, when everyone thought they were announcing a hiatus, but they were really like just kind of drunk that festa. But he was really kind of talking about this, like when your dreams devour you. Like, he's been RM for so long, and he's been the figurehead of BTS, like the leader, the spokesperson. And I think it has eaten him up. It seems like he has felt like it's eaten him up. But when your dreams devour you, a lot of, and this beautiful image, these fireworks going off, it's gorgeous. But again, we had that like almost gunshot sound at the beginning, and now he's walking away from them. And when you feel you're not yourself, all those times. 그저 화려하게 지고 싶은 날 시작의 전부터 나 상상했었지 그때 웃으며 박수 쳐줄 수 있게 나 소원했어 나 믿었던 게 다 멀어지던 때이 모든 명예가 이제 멍해가 됐을 때이 욕심을 제발 걷어가소서 어떤 일이 있어도 나를 나로 하게 하소서 That made me tear up. Just go through it. I yearned for the flames. I yearned for a beautiful fall. Even before the start, I imagined an end where I could applaud and smile. This is another thing he talked about in the festa when he was kind of really drunk. I could be like reaching here, but I feel like what he's talking about is like, and he's mentioned it more times than just at that festa, that the story of BTS was always meant to have this really specific arc. And it was meant to then end with the Map of the Soul series. Like, that's as far as the planning basically went. And they kind of were running on like almost borrowed time and luck since then, since 2020. It's like he's saying, like, I earned to go down in flames. I earned for the beautiful fall, earned for this moment of perfection, of this group of perfection to just be this thing, just be this perfect moment in time. Like, that's how he envisioned BTS basically. And that's what made me tear up, is thinking about it like that he always thought there would be an end point, that there would be this time in his life and there'd be a different time in his life. And yet that's not necessarily the trajectory that something like this goes. Like, there's so many moving pieces, there's so many like hearts in the game, that whatever he envisioned isn't really his own anymore. Like, he was the starting point, and yet this isn't something he can just like get out of. He yearned for this big ending, and he dreamed of this big ending, and yet instead it's kind of petering with more things to come. And maybe that's not what he feels like he wanted. See, that's what I wished for. When everything I believed in grew distant, all this fame turned into shackles. This really, like, it's gonna make me cry. Please take my desire away from me. It could be the desire for that beautiful fall, like he wants to be able to keep going, like, please take the desire to fall, or please take my desire for fame away from me. Please take that ambition that led me here away from me. This stand is really tippy as the cats are running by. No matter what it takes. Oh, let me be myself. And all of these dead trees everywhere around him. Oh, every day and night. Okay, before we get into Eugene's part, man, this is like just really kind of raw and honest. But it's a lot of the same things he's been saying, that he's felt like this wasn't what he wanted in a way. Persistent pain and criminal mind. So basically, thoughts betraying what you should be thinking of, like what the right thing to think of is. That's not what he's thinking of. He's thinking of things he shouldn't. The end of the group, maybe. Like getting out, like doing something else, having a normal life even. Nights the beating of my heart kept me up. And that could just be the sound of your heart. You can't sleep because you're just listening to it, because you just, that kind of anxiety about things. But also Just that desire, like the things that you want, the things you love, keeping you awake at night. The mournful crescent moon hung beyond the window. And usually nature for him is sad with him. The rain is sad with him. The moon is sad with him because he's looking out and is feeling his feelings reflected back in nature a lot of the times. This mournful crescent moon hung beyond the window, something out of reach. I do wish me a lovely night. And night is almost always an end. But because of some of his other work, like Moonchild, the night is also when things happen, when you feel alive and you feel like you can process things for him. Over my status is an oversized life. An oversized life. Isn't that... over my status is an oversized life. Isn't that exactly how it feels like he thinks of being BTS? An oversized life. Just kind of sitting with that. The multiple meanings of that too. Like he's always, you know, they're larger than life in so many different ways. And it feels like it's too much. Desperately holding onto a balloon drifting by. Reach out and grab a balloon drifting by, and desperately holding on to something that's you know, fleeting and trying to escape in a lot of ways, right? Quite a way to think about a career. I ask where you could be right now. Asking maybe the balloon or asking his other self, since it seems like he's speaking to another version of him. Maybe it's Namjoon speaking to RM or RM speaking to Namjoon. Where you go, where's your soul? So this sounds very much like RM. This is very persona, right? Where you go, where's your soul? Yo, where's your dream? I mean, that was the first question BTS asked. What's your dream? Gotta scatter across that sky. Gotta be stars. Love that. Flower work instead of firework, because he mentioned fire at the beginning, but then everything kind of became flowers. So gotta scatter across that sky, gotta be gotta be stars, but also fireworks scattering across the sky, just like we saw at the beginning. Light of flower work instead of light of fire, light of flower, something beautiful and temporary in the same way, but not as maybe destructive. God, flower work instead of firework. Somehow that's just so beautiful. Gotta shine across that sky. Oh man, he is really just like pouring it all out there, isn't he? Oh my gosh. This makes me think of like the line in Ugh where they're just like basically addressing that, you know, like, oh, you're a celebrity, like you have so much money, shouldn't you like ignore all these things, shouldn't you be happy? But like that's not the reality. Like you still gotta live with yourself no matter what's going on around you, and sometimes that's really hard, and sometimes what's going on around you, no matter how like glamorous it seems, can make all of the rest of it really hard. So where's my end gonna finally be? Everything's so exhausting from A to Z. Like that sounds like depression. When's this wretched mask finally gonna come off? The mask of RM, honestly, right? I mean, that's who the persona is. That's always been the persona for him, as being RM of BTS. I mean, this could be about something totally different. Maybe I'm reading into all of this, but this seems like this is him working through the true worries in his heart, the true deep feelings, the like things you shouldn't talk about when you're in an industry, when you're this high up, when you're this famous, like things you shouldn't say, that I don't want to be here anymore. And yet that's what he's been feeling. Yeah, me no hero and me no villain. Like I'm not on either side of the spectrum here. I'm just a person. I've always been just a person wearing this mask. I'm barely anything. Idling repeats Memories turning vicious. Like the memory is actually coming back and attacking you. Lying in a field, I set my sights onto the skies. Touch grass, basically. I set my sights to the sky, like looking upward, looking beyond myself, feeling the earth beneath me, lying in a field. Now I can't remember what I wanted so badly. I can't remember what my dream was. I can't remember what like my hope was. I trusted I was happy, now a mere memory. I don't remember that time when I believed that I was happy about something. I didn't actually think this was gonna make me cry, so I actually have no tissues. You know how with Astronaut, it really felt like Jin was saying, goodbye for now and I'll be coming back. Like, it really felt like that, and there was so much like upliftingness. But man, this song, it sounds like goodbye forever, doesn't it? It sounds like goodbye and I don't want to come back to this. Like this was the end for me. I hope that's not what he means by it, but it just almost seems like there's so much pain and he doesn't want to like come back to it. Now I can't remember what I wanted so badly. Yeah, I've been going no matter what's in front, no matter what it may be. Memories of holding onto dawn's edge and spitting things out. So always reaching for that next morning, always always spitting things out. Spitting as in like rapping, definitely, but also spitting as in just like saying whatever, like just getting it out, like you almost regurgitating or like having to say something when you don't necessarily have anything to say. Society's all for the loudest voice, and here I am, still speaking silence. Society's all for the loudest voice, and here I am, still speaking silent. And of course you got that beautiful alliteration with still speaking silence, which really just sounds so good on the ear, but also speaking silence. Like society, the world all wants that big voice. They all want songs like Butter, but I'm still saying things in these little corners that mean so much to me that are going unnoticed, unheard. I'm still speaking silence. I'm still not able to say what I want to say. I'm still like cut off from all of that. In an aside, the boat's in full bloom. A boat in full bloom. Oh, it's an aside. A boat in full bloom. It's an aside. An aside in theater would be like speaking directly to the audience. And a boat in full bloom. And again, we've got that flower image. So all I'm picturing is like a boat full of flowers that are fully bloomed. But let's see. To face all the prejudice and misunderstanding. And he's faced a lot of being from a very young age, and being that he had to teach himself English. He doesn't have someone who bounce English off of easily. He doesn't have like a background of being a native English speaker. He's still always had to be the voice of BTS, and misunderstandings from a very young age. Like he's faced a lot of hate and backlash from just misspeaking half of the time, from just simply, not having the language to convey, or from being too nervous to convey things the way he meant to. The prejudice against being, from Korea, a Korean boy band. There's been so much that he's had to take on. I don't care much for being tossed into the air, treated like nothing, for being thrown away, for being almost like led on like a balloon on a string, grounded on my own 2 feet, amongst the flowers without names. I can't go to the stars again. I can't reach for that big fame again. We ain't going to the Grammys this year, you guys. that's like the lamest way I could put that. The most surface level meaning right there, right? But I can't go to the stars again. I can't be the entirety of BTS, biggest boy group in the world, right? I can't be the biggest artist in the world, the whole face, the whole front, the whole voice of that. I can't do that again. I can't be this huge thing, being dragged along, being tossed in the air. I can't. Underfoot, I just go. being stepped on, or just walking on a path to a destination without a purpose, not even knowing my own set, even making friends with the shadow. I think I've gone on too far. I need to go. I'd be gone. Oh my, okay, so the images he's choosing are so important. So first we're above the clouds and we're hearing those gunshot sounds. When then we're below them, we're standing on the ground, we're watching the fireworks, but he walks away from them. And then we had that whole part where he was in this storm, in this like tornado, and it was dark and scary. And now here it came out and there was that like spider web of lights, something burning, and he was kind of alone, but it was the transition between that and him on that open hill, again alone, completely alone in this video with these wide shots. And now that burning, those fireworks, that's transitioned into the light sticks in a stadium. That we've transitioned directly into Namjoon being RM. I think this song is gonna hurt me. It's also absolutely gorgeous. This is a beautiful, beautiful, incredible song, and it's hurting a lot to listen to and to read, because there's clearly like a lot of pain for him that he's just getting off his chest explaining to us. It really feels like he's saying, I'm not coming back. Paused and turned out to be gloriously barefoot, standing on the earth. Nothing was ever meant to be mine. Don't tell me like you gotta be someone, because I'll never be like them. I'll never be like a superstar. Light a flower. And then yeah. Oh, my nose is like running. I should have brought tissues. I was a fool. Yeah, my start was poetry, which I've always said about him. He comes at writing songs from a poetic and writing rap from a poetry perspective. My one and only strength and dream that protected me so far is poetry, honestly. Burning fireworks to flower work. God, isn't that beautiful? Burning fireworks and they become flowers, you know, setting something on fire. And I think Arson really talked about, I should have done Arson as well, but J-Hope talked about this in Arson, like setting fire to yourself to create something. Like, do you keep on burning yourself from the inside, or do you let the fire die out? That was what he asked. J-Hope asked that in Arson. But he's sort of saying the same thing, like burning these fireworks and to create these flowers. He's saying it in such a much more gentle way, that this is how he approaches songwriting, as opposed to the way that J-Hope approaches his performance in songwriting. Boyhood to eternity. Going from being this kid with a dream to being forever part of the history books. I'll stay in this barren field. He says this barren field that we had seen earlier when he was on top of that hill. But he says it in this stadium filled with lights. That in a way that these are the same thing. I'll stay in this barren field. I'm gonna have to go back and play the whole part again, but I'll return someday. Thank you, RM, because I was gonna have a panic after this if you hadn't said it yourself. I'll return someday. This is kind of good. It is a goodbye for now song. Okay, and so here at the end, we've gone back to the field, and we're performing at the stadium, but we're also back in that field, but the sun is setting, or it's dawn. It could be that the sun is rising again, that it's dawn again. But it felt like we were progressing through the day, so I think it's the sunset. But he's gone back to that chorus at the beginning. But there's more energy now. There's more just like I've gotten it off my chest. He said, "I'll be back someday." Like there is going to be a pause, but I'll be back eventually. Now there's like this renewed energy in it. But it's so beautiful. There's just that contrast. I think it's still somewhat in the darkness, but it's not at there's no storm anymore. And it's no mistake that flowers were purple, that the stadium's really like this song was about how he's been feeling about BTS. Like I'm pretty sure about that. And not at all about like the other members. He feels like the engine of BTS, the experience of being BTS, of being this leader of BTS. It seems like this is how he's been feeling about it. I'm glad it's good to know it's not the end, but I am breaking my heart. That was stunning. That was amazing. That's his best song yet. What a song to come out the gates with, you guys. Like, holy crap. If this hadn't already gone on for like a half hour and the editing is probably not going to be done in time for this Saturday to make up for the Thursday that I missed, I would start watching his other stuff because other stuff has popped up. He had a live performance. I want to see everything, but I just had to watch this like totally blind. Could have given myself a heads up if I'd have known it was going to devastate me and my nose was going to run on camera and I was going to cry, but I have an empty tissue box here. Not a helpful thing to have. I'm going to replace that before I do any more songs, but there's a whole bunch more songs to look at from him because I'd be pretty devastated if he was going to leave for the military and not leave us like all of this to go over. Because let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you feel like he's talking about something else and that I'm way off base. But I just have this really strong feeling that he's saying the same kinds of things he said at the festa. Anyway, I try to post videos on Tuesdays and Thursdays. This week was just a little bit different. It was a Tuesday and Saturday event, but we're getting into December. I'll probably try and find some more like wintry themed songs to do. I'm all over the place. I had a fun vacation. I had a great time, but like getting back into this, I don't know if it's the jet lag or what it is. I just have not been feeling great. So just give me some time to get back into things. And yeah, definitely leave a comment down below, like and subscribe if you like this kind of content, and I'll be sure to do more soon, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye.